Y'all, welcome back to the Cross the Water podcast, where you better find something safe to do, because outside ain't safe.
No, it ain't. Most definitely it's not.
Hey, y'all know me. My name Jewel Princess Johnson, a.k.a. Quacaina.
It's your boy Fast Lane Level.
And we gonna pop out
Hey.
today. We really gonna jump. Well, nah, what you do last weekend?
So, all right, Easter just hit.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm going to keep it a band. I was lazy with the babies.
You ain't go to church?
I should have went to church. I'm not going to lie. Hey, look, I ain't going to sit on there and tell no lies. I should have went
Baby, I
to
was
church.
at church.
I'm so used to seeing everybody in these colorful outfits, and I love the occasion of, Easter, but I really wanted to just be lazy. I always felt like Easter was that thing that no matter what happened throughout the year, my family got together and devoted and stuck together just to do the outfit fashion thing for everybody. And I didn't want to participate in that feeling today.
Okay.
So,
I was at church.
okay.
Because Easter is, we was at church. I was at church. That's probably the one Sunday a year Jeremiah puts on the suit. Me and Jeremiah are a very contemporary church household, so we're going to church how we go. As long as I'm not inappropriately dressed. And when I say inappropriate, I'm talking about short skirts.
Right.
Inappropriate.
I feel like Easter brings out
I ain't even have on my Sunday's finest. I was just thrown
Okay.
together because I'm here for the Lord. But Jeremiah was looking good.
sharp.
Yeah, he was sharp. He was giving sharp as the right turd.
Okay.
So shout out to Easter. Everybody went to church. Nah, but if you didn't go, and if you did not go, and whatever you did, shout out to you. Especially if you spent time with your family. Because
Right.
let me tell y'all something. We ain't spending time with the families no more. So shout out to you if you gather with your family. But we gonna slide into these old hot topics. Because like we said, there's a lot going on outside. First things first, you gonna get into Diddy?
All right, so, well, first of all, we gonna know Diddy that. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not getting into, no. But
Not no Diddy.
yeah,
Is that really a thing? Are we making no Diddy a thing?
we have already as the culture
Made it a thing.
No Diddy a lot of stuff.
Wow.
We can't go back now. So we decided to pick up from last week's episode because we felt like it was so
Shane
much.
decided.
So much. You can check out the last episode who said this, by the way. Who brought the toxicity level this high? I've always felt like Diddy was untouchable when it comes to this culture, just in my eyes. I hate to see that, I feel like he's going down the way that he is going down as far as just having a name being tarnished, whether it's true or not. I hate that it has come to these terms. But here it is, be it may. Diddy, part 2. For me, I have realized that I should go back and do more research on sources, but I will cite the source of how I came up to what I spoke on last week about Diddy. Searching through Facebook, just to quote unquote, and you're typing in certain your search bar about something that you may have posted about a relative topic, Diddy being one for me. As I'm searching back for my own post that I had posted, I end up, you seeing your like-minded individuals about the topic in these sections. And I just happened to scroll, click through a couple of links, and it showed me paperwork of Diddy, the court case paperwork against him. Now, I will say this, being that he is a black man, and I do feel like there's a lot of times that we get thrown to the wolves before we are actually found guilty to a verdict, I would like to take back certain things, how I felt about it. The accusations are extremely huge, and I don't agree with anything. Believing that it's a sensitive time, believing that this is a touchy subject, believing that it's a possibility that it could be true, but Diddy's my hero overall, and I have to admit to that. So seeing some of these things caused a huge shock value for me. Some of the acts, whether it involved his children or not, seeing the raid and certain questions. Let me ask you this: has there ever been a raid that you've seen be publicized where the actual person who is quote unquote the culprit hasn't been taken down?
Well, Diddy wasn't taken down because he was on the flight, right?
Correct. It's the reason I'm asking that.
Um, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna say that's really because I've seen other raids be done, and I don't know if they were necessarily taken down. I'm not concerned about the raid. I'm really not concerned about Diddy, to be honest. And when I say I'm not concerned, it's kind of one of those things. When I said, like you said, the accusations themselves are really great. And so I'm not concerned. I'm not angry. I'm not. What I am is disappointed. And I think I said this on the last show. I'm so disappointed with Diddy that I'm not even like trying to touch. Like, we have to do this because we're radio, we're whatever, right? But on some real level shit, I don't even want to touch this. Like, until there's kind of evidence, because like you said, he is our folk. Like, it's so irritating. It's like
Diddy. You could have made
it's
all
like
the
a
jokes in
cousin.
the world about him.
Right. So for me, I personally don't like even the paperwork, the court docs. I can't verify. Were they verified court documents? Yeah. So like even with stuff like that, I'm very cautious about. I try to give a little grace when it comes to us, and so Just Hilarious, like I said something on the Breakfast Club recently, and I think I kind of stand in solidarity with that. I am not neither supporting Diddy and or getting on a Diddy bash or whatever. I've already said he probably did it. It's kind of like gay accusations. He probably did it. However, I don't. I'm irritated with Diddy. And that's really where I am. Like, I don't really got a lot to say about it because I'm just so annoyed about the fact that, like I said on the last episode, whether you did this or not, your brand is forever tarnished. And then, like I said, I think the Shade Room posted earlier that Cassie is working with the people,
Correct.
with the attorneys.
That's one of the first things I seen after the raided, but it was like in an alleged manner.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's how true that is, but it's a wild thing. So Diddy, however this folds, you real bad, and I don't know if you're gonna survive it. I don't think you're going to.
I think when Boosie touched on the topic, I can best align with him. And his main question was, where was your people that was with you? All these people who are in your circle, who has partied with you, lived and died, kept your secrets, whatever the case may be. If this is completely untrue, why are y'all not speaking up for
That's
the
why
man?
they're not speaking up. First of all, if I was Diddy's friend, I was at the parties and I saw it happen, I got to have my, and I'm rich. I'm in the circle. My business got to be minded, honey, because let me tell you something. First of all, let's be real. If I was at the function, I don't need nobody airing out my dirty laundry.
Okay.
So self-preservation. Why they ain't speaking out? Self-preservation.
Now, I will say this. There has been one person who has stuck.
Stevie J.
Yep, has stuck by Diddy's side
'cause they
through
probably
all of these accusations. And it has been Stevie J, part of the Hitman production squad. Or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It's weird. But he should probably sit down too. Ain't he listed in the alleged court documents?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yes,
Goodbye.
he is.
I don't even know why it's in the news. Okay. Moving on. Are we moving on?
Yeah, we're
moving on.
Move on.
Raven Simone was recently on a podcast where she wanted to kind of go into detail more about her saying that she was not African American, she was an American. And I really think this goes back to our first episode, the What is Black?
Right.
And I'm gonna give a bell for Raven for clearing that up, because I think that Raven was saying exactly the same thing I said, except for the fact I said I identify as Black American. Raven was just simply saying, listen, you can't call me African American. You can't point that out on the map. There's no such thing as African. You know what I'm saying? So Raven was just saying, listen, I'm American. So I would have liked her to just say she was Black American, because that's how I identify. But I wasn't necessarily against what she was saying, because I understood what she meant. What she was saying was, don't call me all these extra, I'm just American. And the reality is that if you were born in America, you're American.
Okay. I mean,
So
that's your beliefs.
I'm here for Raven. Nene Leakes, these are our hot topics, y'all. Nene Leakes today earlier was on social media saying that if you're gonna cheat, be a respectful cheater. Shane, what's a respectful cheater?
A person who doesn't cheat. Like, if you want my, like, I don't think there's no version of a respect, because the act in itself
It's disrespectful.
is disrespectful. That's a huge oxymoron. Like, what are we saying?
I think they mean like if you're gonna cheat, you need to have the girl that's in second place super in check.
Don't let I've heard keep your hoes in check.
Yeah,
I understand that.
Shouldn't nobody be able to approach a woman.
I respect that, but here's the true thing about it: if you gotta have a hoe, then you probably shouldn't have a woman.
I mean, you know,
that's just the truth, because your woman's supposed to be able to do what your quote
hoes do.
Okay, and offer more. So I mean,
hoes time too.
And I've never heard of the word cheat used in a positive way. So I don't think that there's a way that you can be. With that. You get what I'm saying? I don't think that you can be respectful, which is a positive trait, and still be a cheater. Whether it had to do with relationships, or you looking at the test across the hall from you. Okay. Oh, I mean across the next desk from you. You know, like it just doesn't make sense.
Okay. Lastly, if you're in Atlanta, baby, you need to strap up and strap up twice, because Atlanta is like has like the third leading cases of HIV in the U.S.
But does it surprise you?
I mean,
how long have we been hearing about the ways of Atlanta?
What's the ways of Atlanta?
The ways of Atlanta is don't go to certain areas of Atlanta or you're going to see, Transformers. But you're going to see a lot of cross-dressing people. You're going to see people of the LGBT community.
What does that have to do with the HIV rates? Go ahead and say it. That was a baiting question. Please do.
I mean, for me, I'm going to be honest with you. I believe
nothing. Go ahead.
I believe, once again, like I was saying, that it does have a direct connection.
It doesn't.
That's your opinion?
Nope. Mine is not opinion based. Mine is factual based, because I always do the research before I say stuff like that.
That is okay.
And so we just went through this, and this is me personally. If the HIV rates are high in Atlanta, I am not going to solely base those or contribute those to one group of people. One of the reasons why you can't do that is because research shows right now heterosexual men are leading in HIV. All right. Right now.
Can I interject on that?
At some point, sure.
Okay, but there is a thing called down low. So when you subscribe to heterosexual, you actually have to be... No,
these are people, when they do these surveys, and post, they're obviously not supposed to lie. But
you're not supposed to.
Well, and here's the thing, I'm not saying they are, but I just think that we have to stop the stigma of homosexual men. To be quite honest, I'm going to be real with you. I know a couple of homosexual men, and from safety points, they are some of the most safe, cleanest men I've ever met. From a lot of things, they're taking things like, first of all, you got straight men that don't even know what the hell Prep B is. So these men are putting themselves in position where even if their partners are contracting these diseases, they may not be able to. Like, there's some of the so I can't. And it's a stigma attached to them because of homosexuality. Mm-hmm. Like, and this has been in place since the 80s. So nothing is wrong with that. But we do want to break people out of the chokeholds of assuming that 1 in 4 people have HIV. Not 1 in 4 gay people. Mm-hmm. Just people. That means it's 5 of us sitting in this room right now. The reality is that one of us in this lifetime could contract HIV.
That's the truth.
And everybody in this room straight. I mean, I'm gay a little bit, but everybody else straight.
Well, look at that. But anyway.
But if you're in Atlanta or wherever you are,
strap up, no matter whatever you decide your sexual preference is.
That's the one.
Strap up.
Safe sex gonna always be the best sex, okay? I don't care what nobody say. They be like, it don't feel good. Put the condom on anyway. I promise you, AIDS probably don't feel good either.
I love and all other STIs. I can guarantee you, put the condom on.
Dick on fire.
Just crazy. Like, why would you? Like, what you gambling for?
Yeah, that thing. And I heard it burn a little bit. You don't want that. Welcome back, y'all.
Hey, you already know what time it is. It's time to talk about some feria, some paper, dinero.
That Mignon.
That money.
Who started Mignon? Is that an Atlanta thing? Where did Mignon come
I
from?
don't know, and I do
just
want to know
seen it.
that.
Yeah, I
do
seen
know.
it started popping up in the new Diddy. I mean, in the new Diddy. I was in the new lingo.
In the new Diddy.
Yeah, because I was ready to say in the new lingo, like the no Diddy, that's new lingo. We got to catch up. Because, you know, our 35 plus people, we need to be caught up on the lingo because.
I just look for a hashtag. Normally, that's what they saying nowadays.
Because I told you that ASL threw me off. You know, when I was growing up, ASL meant age, sex, location.
I didn't know TS stood for this. Shh.
Oh, I ain't know that.
Yeah, like a lot of lot of people.
ASL mean as hell. See, I ain't know that.
AS.
Yeah, they threw me off because see, when I was growing up, ASL meant age, sex.
How you get that though?
It's abbreviation. ASL. I can see it. SL. But welcome back, y'all.
Hey.
Let's get into this money, y'all, and talk about it.
Hey, today's question that I have for you, for everyone, for you, for the world, for anyone's listening, which I feel like we all have asked ourselves this question. Does money create, produce, make you happy? You tell me.
I mean, how much money you talking about?
I'm talking about...
do I have an unlimited supply of money or like... How much money do I have?
Let's start. Let's go with a cool $2 million. Just throw that as the ballpark number. Is that enough?
Let me go back. Do I have $2 million liquid, or do I just have $2 million because I have $2 million worth of assets?
Liquid. Yeah.
Like I have $2 million in the bank.
Yeah.
Right now.
Correct.
I'll probably be just fine. So. Will money make me happiness? I don't know. Give me $2 million. Let me find out. That's how I feel about that. Because I think that while we say things like money could not make us happy, I do believe that having money will solve a lot of the problems that make us unhappy.
Very true. I agree with that.
Which opens up a lot of space for you to experience.
Hey, that's all right when you put it that way. Because I had my answer was completely a little. I was riding on the fence with my answer, but I that right there I can stick with.
Now you done opened up the ballpark, and so and now the only thing that you're gonna tell me is that the reason why I feel unfulfilled is probably because I'm not attached to someone else, and I think that truthfully speaking, everybody doesn't want that.
Hold on, dare I say let me. Or the fact that money puts you in new rooms to find more people that are like who you want to be, who you want to be around, who you want to love. Maybe you are in the wrong tax bracket
with the people you around with
that you want to be.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. I think that money could definitely change your circumstance immediately. Right. And so I do think, like I said, it probably wouldn't. Does it make you happy? No, but could it resolve some of the issues that trigger your unhappiness? Probably so.
Very much so.
And not being funny, you know, for a small fee, you can go to buildabitch.com and just put a motherfucker together. Like, I don't know why y'all keep on.
Hold on.
Is that a website?
Yeah, I'm good. You talking about?
Nah, because I'm just like.
You looking for the bell. I'm looking for the site.
Because I always say this, like, the difference with men between money is that they do recognize, even whatever caliber they are, right? Mm-hmm. Because they are so secure in the money they have, for real, they recognize that if they want a certain type of woman, whatever that woman may be, they could just probably buy her.
I will say that.
They could probably just buy her. And I'm not saying, ladies, don't get up under here.
I know what you meant by that. Yeah, not in a disrespectful manner.
Not at all.
That really is the man's mentality.
Yeah.
Sadly, the thought of us and the stigma of having to be the provider and not being seen as much more. Now, once we are in that realm, once we max out to that realm, I can have whatever I want to have. I can have whoever I want. And it does come that way.
And a lot of the reasons why that's attainable is because a sugar daddy or a boss, whatever the case may be. But this is one of the reasons why people keep on saying, how can Nick Cannon have 12 baby mamas? Because of that mentality right there.
Because he can afford them.
And they're okay with the thought of being taken care of for the rest of their lives.
Right.
And because they have their children. Now, I mean, is that an ideal situation for some people? That's what I said. When I said some people really are comfortable with just what it is.
Right.
Can money buy them happiness? I mean, one of them 12 hoes, girl, baby mamas he got, probably ain't gonna get to the end of happiness, but she gonna be comfortable.
She gonna be comfortable.
She gonna be
think,
she
you
gonna
know
be
what?
comfortable and unhappy.
Money, so we could say money doesn't guarantee happiness, but money is enough to ensure comfort.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
I can stick to that. I can definitely ride with that word.
Absolutely.
Because my thought process when I went into my whole deep mind state, I was more in snap, money can't buy you happiness because
Nah.
this is temporary. Cars break down, houses, whatever, all these things depreciate to a degree.
Yeah.
But then as you're sitting there, you're speaking on what you're saying, it does free up the mentality.
It does.
Enough where the things that make us unhappy from day to day. I told my friend the other day, I said a lot of us don't even have that alarm clock set anymore. Your problems wake you up. Your bills wake you up.
The one.
Your demons wake you up. Your issues wake you up. So if you can have that chance to fix it with monetary form, money, that form of value, I'm pretty sure if you got that $2 million, first thing you gonna do is clean up your debt.
Yeah.
And then you gonna go out and go live the life that you want to live.
Man, depression will probably be out the window. And if you're depressed, you ain't gonna be depressed about money.
Look, you wouldn't catch me off a boat.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm with that. So y'all, we be right back. Y'all stay tuned, listen to some music, and we be back. We be back.
We be back.
Welcome back, y'all.
What it do? What the business is? Welcome back to Cross the Water Podcast. And we have another mind-blowing subject offered up by my sis over here who wanted to ask a question. So I wanted to know what you guys think about it. What you got?
If single mothers are always the problem, what's the solution?
I mean, are you asking me? You asking the world? How do you
Asking
feel?
you.
Let me ask you this. I guess ask this back. Where do you feel like single mothers are, or why do you feel like it is something out there being said that single mothers are the problem? Because I don't believe they're the problem.
Oh, statistics show that. So statistics will show that your children, honestly speaking, are worse off in a single mother, being raised by a single mother in a one-parent household than any other way. So that's if they're raised in a two-parent household, if they're raised by their dad solely, if they're raised by grandparents, any of that. Out of all the potential parenting dynamics, your child is less successful if he or she is in a single-parent household. And those are just the statistics. Those are out there. Outside of that, statistics show that I got some statistics for you. 37% of single moms are divorced. School shootings have become a tragic and reoccurring issue. The rate of school shootings go up, we know that one ain't really but you get my point. Single mother has facts on that. 63% of youth suicides are from fatherless homes. 90% of all homeless and runaway children are from fatherless homes. 85% of all children who show behavior disorders come from fatherless homes. 80% of rapists with anger problems come from fatherless homes. 71% of all high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. 75% of adolescent patients in chemical abuse centers, fatherless homes. 70% of juvenile and state-operated institutions come from fatherless homes. And 85% of youth still in prison systems grow up in fatherless homes.
Okay.
So the statistics are kind of alarming. And I see this quite often on social media. You see where we're living in a world where men basically tell other men you shouldn't raise children that you didn't bore, that you didn't birth, or they didn't come from you. As a matter of fact, on my way into film today, I heard on the radio where I'm pretty sure it was a podcast. I call those the podcast psychologists, where he basically was like Russell Wilson was a simp because he got on national TV and God told him to take care of somebody else's son. And I'm like, I saw the interview that you were talking about. That's not quite what he said. What he said was God told him to love that woman. Right. And that woman came with the son. So by default, he said to love that child too. And so I do think that what's happening is that there are a lot of single mothers, be it divorce, be it whatever the reason is for you being a single mom. And then we have a high number now of men that just don't want to deal with children that aren't theirs biologically. And I want to make this clear. I'm not even saying deal with a mom who has children. I'm talking about we don't even have mentors in our communities anymore who want to deal with children who are not their kids.
That's tough. I know a couple of I would consider mentors of the community, but I don't think that they get their flowers enough to be exploited on the big stage about what they do. Being that, they're my friends. I've seen them grow into being mentors of what they're doing, whether it be football coaches, there are men who are creating outlets. And it's not just men. I want to say organizations, but the guy that I end up meeting individually create outlets for kids to come press shirts. And this is right in the area of Churchill where I came from. So I guess that's more perception based is what I'm saying. For me, I do not think that anyone's a simp for raising any other man's child or children, because I have been and tried to do that as myself, and I didn't see myself as a simp. I think that where the conflict comes in a lot of times that men really aren't really speaking on is the type of woman and the perception of the woman that shows a character of that man just to them, because that man does not have to be. For instance, somebody is calling Russell Wilson a simp because they feel like I would never mess with a woman who is trying to go X, Y, and Z through the internet or to do so much to prove that she's in love or whatever. It's a lot of different, it's all perception based when it comes down to it. I myself have been someone, and I'm coming clean about this, who have aligned at times where I'm saying, hey, yo, if you're going through this, maybe it's best that you shouldn't be a stepdad. And it's not because of that person, not their qualifications. It was because the woman that they were deciding to date, their mentality was alarming to me. And I have been someone who has lived stepdad role. And realizing that a lot of it, you'll fall in love with someone else's child while you're being done dirty in a relationship in itself through appreciation. So when you see a lot of new trends like ghosting, people feeling entitled of the opposite sex of what they deserve, what they need, new standards are being bought every day, and they're brought to you in this dating world, then you kind of draw back and be like, you know what? I'm going through all of this just to be a stepdad to somebody I might end up beefing with the real father, and, then I can't discipline. It's a lot of things with coming to be a stepdad as well, where it crossed the lines with the person that you're dating. So I can understand where these guys are coming from, but I feel like they're not telling the full scale of why they're saying such a brash statement.
I think that if you decide that you don't want to date a woman with children, I think that's totally okay.
Right.
I don't think that you should be forced to raise a child that's not yours. I'm not even talking about the men from a dating standpoint. Like I said, once again, I'm talking about the fact that these men are going out there. Our kids, our boys, our black children are losing guidance. Now, statistics show that about 57% of single mother households are in like the black, Latino, non-white communities, right? But also statistics show that white women are more likely to be single moms than black women.
Both. But here's also, I think one thing that plays into this is the divorce rate.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
The divorce rate, because the divorce rate also tells a pattern even before you get to marriage and divorce. A lot of times it's the same pattern of which gender ends the relationship a lot of times.
Yeah, but
that
see,
same
so the
gender
divorce rate does play a part, but like, child, I got some stats, y'all.
Okay.
This is from the Census Bureau, by the way. 49% of single mothers have never been married.
Right. That's why I said it also plays a part before that too as well.
Yeah, I was because these ones ain't never been married. So like the divorce rate at this point, if we were just equivaling this to just the divorce rate based on this percentage, we were saying the other 51% would be divorces, and that's not necessarily true because we know for a fact that a portion of those are due to widow situations.
Yeah.
And that's not.
There's another plethora of things.
Yeah, that come into place.
Right.
Also, just to throw some more statistics out there, In 2022, there were 4.15 million black families in the U.S. with a single mom as the head of the household. Now, this is an increase from the 1990s, where there was only about not only, but where there was about 3.4 million black families with a single mother.
Correct. I believe our era really did emerge from a lot of single parent households.
Yeah. But here's what, I do want to tell my folks, is that as this number of single mothers in the U.S., specifically black, y'all, has increased, the poverty level of the black family, the poverty levels of the black families with the single mother have decreased. Mm-hmm. I don't know if y'all understand that statistic, but what that basically means is that black women, regardless of what's happening with these dynamics, they are making something out of nothing. So what they're saying is that even though it's more single moms, they are the rate of poverty they are in has decreased.
Well, that also is due to the amount of jobs that are, that has opened up within opportunities.
Nah, it has something to do with the fact that black women are the highest educated women in the country.
I mean, I would assume so.
Yeah, so it has a bell for black women doing their shit regardless of what's going on. We ain't gonna add no how they got there. They got there because they saw a need and they filled it. What's interesting about these statistics, though, and once we get out of this, I want to go into a solution-based thing. So 49% of single moms have never been married. The percentage of single moms with less than a high school diploma is like 15%. 30% have attended college. 17% have a college degree or higher. We're not going to talk about the UK because that doesn't matter. A quarter of, so 25% of our houses have a single mom. 40% of our single moms likely live in poverty. And the median yearly income for single mothers, this was in 2019, was about $45,000. Yeah, what I do want to go on record and say, as a single mom, is that I don't fall into any of these statistics. None of them. Maybe not the marriage because I wasn't married to a man. So I guess, that one I fall into. But the rest of these statistics, I do not. And so I will go on record and say, I don't know if single moms are a problem or if this is solution-based. But I do know my solution, and I'm going to pass it to Lambo. My solution is to stop laying down and having unprotected sex with somebody that you don't want to procreate with.
Oh, that's everybody's solution. That is the overstanding of the whole thing, to be honest with you. I definitely agree with that.
That's the only solution there is.
I don't really align with the single black women mother being the problem, because I do feel like it's deeper rooted than that. There is you can't just identify that that's the problem. The situation that comes or arises after that is the problem.
But the world made it their problem individually.
Because it assigns to, when we speaking on the census, and somebody used to walk around your door and say, how many people live in this house or whatever, however they're doing it now. If we go back into the days where they used to come and collect those informations, that's how they could tell. There is no father in this household. There is a spreadsheet with numbers with your kid, your name, all of this going on, and they can be able to tell.
My grandma used to do the census too. They used to pay really well.
Everybody, I've seen my name, my grandparents' name, everybody on census. Like,
no, I mean, like, we was one of the ones who used to knock on the door. Yeah, for real.
Yo, I used to treat them like Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, bro, what? Like,
yeah, my grandma used to take me. She used to take me with her. Shout out to my grandma. She used to take me. It was her side hustle.
I never knew anybody.
Yeah, and I was young enough. She used to take me with her, and we would knock on doors and filling in.
I'm saying that to say that all of these play into context. It's not the single woman that's the problem. It's the situation that the single woman is in. Now, whether she created it for herself or whether she did not create it for herself and just so happened to be going through the hardships of an ignorant man, these are the problems, not her.
So what's the solution?
The solution, as you say,
stop having unprotected sex.
Stop laying down with people you don't see longevity with. That's it.
And bring back two-parent households.
Bring back two-parent households.
And bring back marriage prior to family.
How about
Foundation.
normalizing the real appreciation to love instead of just subjecting to all of this new media of the I hate the opposite sex. I know we got to close up on this one because we be talking all day on this one. I like this.
That's my answer. My answer is to bring. That's it.
Lay down with intention if you are going to lay down.
And men, by all means, Shane. We'll talk about this on another show, but Shane swept down your seed is the most valuable thing you have. So if it is, protect it.
Protect your
Nope.
Semen retention. Semen retention,
protect
fellas.
it. Stop dropping that thing over anybody who accept
That
it.
thing ain't meant for everybody.
It ain't. Y'all, we be right back. Y'all listen to some music.
You know what the business is? It's Back Across the Water podcast. You better find you something safe to do.
Or something safe might not find you.
You already understand. We get ready to get into that nasty talk. And when I say that nasty talk, it ain't always about nasty. I'm just gonna be honest. We're going to
taboo.
Yeah, we're going into that taboo talk.
Yeah.
You know? And my sis got some more for you today. She been dropping all sorts of stats. So I want you to drop some of these numbers off on this taboo talk. What you got for me?
Listen, did y'all know that only 11% of 11% of women orgasm for penetration?
Okay.
Just 11%.
Okay.
So for the people who rode the short bus, if there were 100 people in the room, and you touched all of their private parts, only 11 of them enjoyed it.
Yikes. Some of these people ain't make it to 11, so whatever.
And the reasons why, honestly, guys, I'm going to tell you why. It's because a lot of women do not get to the big O with just penetration. They just don't. And because, I'm going to be honest with y'all, a lot of y'all are just not open-minded to introducing other elements into the bedroom, whether it be your ego or just a lack of listening and not wanting to learn. And so because of that, these women are not saying anything. And I blame the women. Mm-hmm. I blame them because women are so conformed to not being comfortable. You remember that women have been living a life of their pleasure. I heard it. Their pleasure doesn't matter. And so if that's been kind of driven into you, you know, in certain countries, they circumcise women. So that did you know that?
Nah, do you see my face?
Oh, that is a very true thing. Female circumcision is a very real thing. And see, I didn't even know we was going to get into that because I could have definitely got you something like that. Yeah, in certain cultures and countries, female circumcision is a thing so that they do not enjoy. They said that protect feeling was just for males.
What's some other reason you believe it's only 11%?
I think it has a lot. Well, first of all, it's because of the female makeup.
Okay.
The things that make them do, y'all, for context, Jeremiah is in the room today, guys, so we are trying to parent this thing as best we can and still give y'all the information. But I think one was the thing I said, women aren't being honest. Mm-hmm. So, like, that's number one. Two, the genetic makeup. So there's other elements in there where you can potentially get that, achieve the big O. However, if that man does not know how to get there, positions matter and things like that, then it's going to be a little harder. Mm-hmm. Also, I believe that knowing how to please yourself plays a very good part.
Right.
Because I can't instruct you if I don't even know how the hell to get there.
Not the manual in the middle.
Yeah, I don't even know how to get there. I don't know how to get there. You don't know how to get there. We driving blind. I don't like us to drive blind.
Meet me at step 5.
That's the one right here. You got to do circle of motion, A, B, C, D, whatever. And I think lastly, it comes from an egotistical standpoint. Like I said, when they do tell men or when they do talk about their needs or you're not doing this way, it doesn't become a healthy conversation. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be honest, I think that when you're two consenting adults, you should always have healthy conversations about sex. Right. I think we should be talking about what we like, what we don't like, what are hard limits, what are not hard limits, what's cool to do, what's not okay to do. Because this is going to create a much better intimacy for you and your partner. Mm-hmm. Okay. 11%.
Okay. So
11%.
My stance on it is everybody beat everybody. So that 11% of an orgasm.
Big O. Big O.
Big O. Big O. Big O. I'm sorry. Big O. That 11% is almost like how we spoke on the black people earlier, and the big story of let's say black on black crime, and we say that there is no black on black crime, it's just really a statistic because of something smaller. So what I'm saying is I believe there is a lot of going on, but within that 11%, it might just be the people. Hold on, hear what I'm saying?
No, because I think you think no. Remember, this 11% is only dealing with penetration.
Yeah, that's
it.
I'm only sticking to men.
Yeah, because
men
no,
and female,
I think those. I don't think the
penetration.
big. No, I think that's across the board. I don't even think there's a smaller thing there. I think this is strictly. I think that if you were doing penetration with something else, the big hole happens.
Okay.
They're literally talking about if we got into this,
man to woman.
That's it.
Okay.
No, but not even all this. That's it. They're literally talking about that one thing. It ain't no.
So hold on. All right.
There's no toys. There's no hands.
Yeah, but
there's
toys
no.
are still pin.
Not them toys. Who is using them toys?
Okay, all right.
When you got a toy right there that's real body and
You
able.
talking about the road?
Any of them.
Okay.
Vibrations,
All right.
whatever,
Man, y'all got a
hands,
lot of
circular.
inventions for y'all.
What we saying is that 11% is only if they're just butt buddies.
Okay, so
If there's not other elements in place,
intercourse, penetration.
that's it.
Okay.
Only 11% of women
I
are
think
able to.
A lot of us guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, do see it from the egotistical standpoint.
Oh yeah, it is.
And I'm flat out, I'm gonna let you be one for real, because if I don't vibe with you as a person, but we ended up in this spot, I don't care what your 11% is. I came here to get
yours.
For mine. I'm not even thinking about your 11%. And I'm gonna be real with you, because I barely like you. And like I said, it's a lot of.
That's crazy that you be sleeping with people you don't really like.
It's a lot. Here's the thing. It's a lot of happening between people.
Not me.
We're gonna say that not
me.
every encounter that you've had, you've seen that person as the one. And we're not gonna say that person spent that time to know what stimulates your mind. If that was the case, if it was a every interaction case, then one night stands wouldn't exist. But being that one night stands exist, you're not telling your one night stand what is your biggest fantasy, and then you're trying to go dig deep mentally and stimulate them. You got this certain amount of time, maybe on a one night stand, couple of things have played an influence. And you're not gonna sit here and wait for 6 hours of getting to know you like you would do for your future wife.
Even with the one night stand though, like.
It depends on if I like you.
I agree with that.
I tell people all the time.
I always tell people
you get two when you're dealing with a man. You get two forms. Sorry, you get two forms of eggplant. Okay, you get the eggplant first thing in the morning. I'm trying to get to work. We gotta make some time go. You better meet me at the finish line. Happens a lot of times, and then you have the sensual. Let's go deep. I'm kissing you all over your body. I'm trying to figure out. I'm picking your brain. So these particular things affect that 11%. We are still doing the same do. We're still doing the same do, but guess what? Now I'm not in this 11% because I don't care to be part of that.
I mean, you're still in there though. Like, here's the thing: whether you care to be in there or not, the point of the statistic is that only 11%. Here's the part that my point is that
only 11% is doing it.
And only because here also too, I want to go on record and say just because you didn't get to the finish line does not mean you did not enjoy the race.
Okay.
So
I
I think the race is still a good run.
Here's why it doesn't play for a bigger point why it doesn't matter to me when I'm outside of that 11%, because there is not anybody who's asking me what percentage it did when I'm in there, and
we know y'all percentage.
Do we? I've never heard nobody ask a man ever, hey, yo, do y'all every time? Or what's the percent?
So, first of all.
You get what I'm saying?
So
like, nobody's ever made that
a fact that they do not do that every time.
Yeah.
And men will definitely give you the okie doke. If they are bored with what's going on, they will absolutely tell you they came and get up off you. And
that is Shane Lambert. That is Shane.
Baby.
And I have been called, I'm not going to lie to you, I have been called out for it.
Do you lie?
Like, you said what?
Do you lie if they be like, you ain't run across the finish line?
Yeah, I've lied to them.
You be like, yes, I did.
I've had somebody say, show me where. You feel me?
What you point to when you was lying?
On the floor. I ain't lying to you. On the floor. On the floor. Oh, that's why I can't say my couch.
When we are, listen, Jeremiah, don't sit on
playing.
Shane couch. You go over there. All I'm saying is this, y'all. I do think that in our adult life, we do need to. When you get to a certain big grown age, you need to be comfortable about talking about what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah.
And just your heart limits in general. You know what I'm saying? And women, this part is for you specifically, woman and woman. I need y'all to get more comfortable with telling men that what you don't like. I remember this girl told me, that, you know, her dude had sex with her so bad. This is truth. He had beat her up so bad that she literally had to put ice packs on her stuff. And I'm like, girl, you could not have enjoyed that.
Look, I'll give you another example. I've had a young lady who told me to choke her in the middle of it.
No, that's different. I like a little choke every now and again.
We with all that, right? But God knows how many people she messed with prior to that before she felt comfortable to say that.
Well,
to them.
but see, and I think, like
You know
I said,
what I'm
I think
saying?
that's different. What I'm talking about the fact that somebody is sleeping with you to the point they are so rough with your jewel that you need ice packs after, and you're trying to make me believe that was an enjoyable experience for you. I just don't believe that.
I guess they say he beat it up.
Definitely, but I don't think that's the way they mean. I think that that's a situation where women, when I say they're just not comfortable about being honest, so you begin to
He
conform
probably
with.
think it's a good thing.
And I just think that people begin. Look, I think that 10 years ago, homosexuality, threesomes, all this stuff was not very popular.
Right.
10 years ago, now any girl you talk to probably will be down with a threesome, whatever case it may be. And I think the world changed their view. Everybody
We
else,
normalize it. We are desensitized.
so I think that a lot of times they come to a conclusion about some shit that they did not create themselves. Excuse me. So I feel like with that right there, like the world normalized rough sex as being attractive, and for. Let me be. Look,
we can say what the world knows. Me and you talked about that.
I tell people, look, I'm gonna be quite honest with you, baby. You gotta touch me like you love me. And if you can't do it like that, you can't touch me at all. And I mean that. And that's why I don't be touching random folk, cause we touching like we like each other every time. And I'm going every time.
Hey.
With that being said, y'all go listen to some music. We gonna come right back with our shout outs, and we'll be back in 2 minutes. Go cut that part. Cut it where I said it at. Just let me wrap up then another way. Did you play it? Did you cut it right?
No, I just cut it off where it said after you said 2 minutes, and then just go ahead and put your shout outs in.
You didn't do bad.
Yeah, you did. Go ahead. Ready?
Welcome back, y'all. As always, thank y'all so much for listening to us and vibing with us. Don't forget you can always catch us on 101.1 The Fam. We got the power to be in the station, baby, and that's on ourdigitalradio.com. If you watch it from home, you can catch us on YouTube at X the Water Podcast.
Find something.
Well, you can find us on everything on that. Instagram, Facebook. My name is Kokaina, Kokayena.
We got merch, Cross the Water Podcast.
Oh yeah, make sure
merch.
you check out our website check out Frat House Media website for the links to get our merchandise. Shout out to
shout out to Ella Styles. I know if you was going. I was giving it. Shout out Ella Styles. One of the top dope lyricists. I'm talking about
he's really dope.
Content. We talking real sitting down and actually listening to somebody talk about something and their bars. We're talking that. And today I am rocking his brand. You know, shout out my brother Villain. And I think he gave this to me. I want to say maybe 3 years ago. And I've just been showing how to love. Whenever I go places that happen to have other artists, I am proud to be able to say I'm rocking this because I know Ella Styles too.
Yeah,
I didn't know
Ella
he had. Yeah, man, he real clean with the shoes and everything, man. So big ups to you, Ella Styles. Thank you for showing Frat House Media, Fastlane Lambo himself, us love.
Yeah. Shout out to Real Triple X. Thank you for always being our engineer and loving us do everything we do.
Yes, sir.
And shout out to you because we ain't nothing if y'all ain't tuning in. Y'all make sure y'all come back every Thursday at 7 p.m. We can be right here, same time, same place. And if you're looking for something safe to do, you can find us something not safe to do.
Right.
You can find us across the water.
Peace.
It's that bumper to bumper on brush.